You guys have been asking me to find a bargain TV, and today I have found one for you. This is a 70-inch Pioneer television that's on sale right now at Best Buy for $350. Before we take out the box, let's see what some of the features are right now. First of all, this Pioneer TV is powered by Roku operating system, which has the easy-to-use operating system. It also supports Dolby Audio and HDR10. And there's a few other features in here that we'll check out later in the video, but this includes Apple AirPlay, Apple HomeKit, and it will work with Alexa and Google Home. I'm not going to say that it's the best looking TV, but we'll find out how good it is. But let's go and get this TV out of the box so we can see how it looks and see how well it performs. All right, so we're going to check out, see everything that it comes with. We do get these feet that comes with it, and they're made out of plastic. And then we have this Roku remote control, and one thing I would say is that to this day, Roku is the most easiest operating system to use. Now here's the remote control that comes with it. We have your power, back, home, navigation. Over here we do have a sleep button and play pause, hotkeys at the bottom, and on the side of it we do have your volume rocker and a mute button down below. Now one thing I did notice is that it didn't have the voice command, which may not be something that you actually need, but it would be a nice option to have. One thing I like is that they put these plastic clips on here to make it easy to put the box back on. Also want to introduce you guys to my new assistant. His name is Francisco. He's going to help me get this out of the box because, to be honest with you, a 70-inch TV is too large for you to lift on your own without hurting yourself. You want to go and grab the other side of that? There you go, and just lift it up. Now this is where we're going to screw the feet in, and as you see down here we have a oval speaker, and then over here there's a little press button to get to some of the basic functionality and an LED light, and it's the same on the other side. All right, almost got this together. I do it the same way every time. One thing about this TV, it is a Best Buy brand, so they must have bought out the company because Pioneer hasn't really been making TVs for a lot of years, but doesn't mean that it's a bad TV. We'll get into the picture quality in just a minute. As far as this design, we have this metal chassis back here. Over here, we have screw holes so you can mount it on the wall, and it looks pretty beefy. And they even put on here that it uses an M6 screw. Then we have this attached power cord. As you can see right there. So you won't be able to extend it unless you put an extension cord on it. This Pioneer does have plenty of the newer inputs, but it also accommodates some of the older products that you may have. Now it does have two USB 2.0, so you can plug in thumb drives and different peripherals. It also has 3 HDMIs, and these are all HDMI 2.0s, plus you have an eARC for your soundbar, and you have an Ethernet connection, digital output, and this is what I was talking about. It has the older composite inputs for even a VCR. You also have headphone outputs, and you have your TV tuner right there. Now there's a screen protector on here, and it's a little yellow tab that says remove, and then you just grab it and pull it right off. Satisfying. At the time of this video, you can get a 55, 65, 70-inch, and a 75, but the prices are subject to change. To set it up is very easy. Press on your language, choose your country, then connect your internet, update your software, now enter your email address or activate with QR code if you already have a Roku account, then follow the instructions on the internet or your smart device. Now you're going to wait till all your apps install and connect all your devices to it. With the Roku operating system all set up, now you can start using it. Now you can do live TV, you got search, what to watch, and some other features. You also have different settings like adding speakers or remote controls. You can add themes to the television. You do have picture settings, Apple AirPlay and HomeKit, and you can mirror different devices to the television, like from an Android device. This TV actually is pretty snappy, so as you go through these different lists, you can see everything loads up really fast. And you do have a streaming store in case you want to download hundreds of different applications that Roku has to offer. But that's a quick rundown of the operating system. Now let's get into checking out how good the picture actually is. Now first we're checking out on movie trailers, and I must say that this TV actually looks pretty decent. Now keep in mind these are movie trailers from YouTube, so I just want to get a quick look at what the TV looks like before we put something more advanced on, but I will say that it actually has a decent picture. But just remember, on TVs like this, you're not going to get the inkiest contrast ratio, but it is presentable where you can watch it and enjoy some movies with your family. Plus, look at the size of this TV, 70 inches for less than $400. And personally, I wouldn't mind having this in my bedroom, especially for the price point and the size of it. So this is what it looks like on movies, just to give you a rough idea. Next, I'll move over to Apple TV, and this is some higher quality content, and we'll take a look at some of the different picture profiles. But first, let me go and turn the lights back on. And here we go, the picture settings. So right now I've been playing it in movie mode. And one of the features that this TV has is called display brightness. So you can control the level of the brightness very easily, but I'll leave it on brightest for now. If we go down to picture modes, this is movie mode, low powered, standard, vivid, and sports. And again, movie gives it that more cinematic look to it. But personally, I don't mind standard because it allows more blues in here. And again, this TV actually looks pretty good. It looks a lot better than I expect it to. Now we have the TV in HDR, and keep in mind, I am using an Apple TV to do these switches. You can't do it from internal. With internal, you're gonna get exactly what signal it gets automatically. Now we're gonna check out the different picture profiles. So here's dark HDR, then we have standard, and we have bright. So one thing you can see here is as we go, look at the clouds right there. So it seems like standard looks pretty good. When we go to bright, it gets a little bit of coloration. And then we have dark. So dark and standard is going to be your best. It all depends on if you like to have more of that cool look to it instead of that warm look to it. Now we're going to check out some gaming. And one thing I want to point out here, you can see it will automatically label Apple TV, PlayStation, Xbox, anything you plug into it. As long as it's using HDMI, it will automatically label it. So let's go ahead and open up the PlayStation. You can see HDR will pop up on the screen if it's in that mode. If we go over to your screen and video settings, I like to test the 1440p first. And as you can see here, this TV will not support 1440p outputs, but it will support 4K at 60 frames per second. And I did want to point out that this TV automatically goes into game mode when it sees a console. So that's something just to be aware of. Another thing I want to point out, this TV is not going to support variable refresh rate, but it will support auto low latency. So those are the settings on the PS5.
Headed your way. Did I miss the convoy?
Not yet. I'm still securing a couple inmates.
Man, it feels good seeing the guys who escaped last year going back to the raft.
This year's live extreme series. In this new season, talented newcomers have a shot at taking on established stars and a chance to impress.
Now this shows you a glare test on the television. And as you can see, it does reflect. So if you do have a lot of windows and lights in your room, you might notice some of the glare from those type of scenarios. Next, let's take a quick look at the viewing angles. And from what I can see, this is a vertical alignment panel. So when we get over to the sides, you will lose some resolution, but the sweet spot will be in the front of the television. And if you have a lot of chairs or couches over to the side, just keep that in mind. Or if you plan on mounting it high above a fireplace or something like that. Now let's do a couple of quick tests here. This is 24 frames per second. And I would say that it's not the cleanest, especially right here on this line. This TV does not have a motion feature in it. So let's check out 60 frames per second. And you can see that the picture does get much better. Now we're checking out some skin tones, and I think it looks really good. Only thing is, if you get over to the sides, then you might lose a little bit of information, but skin tones are looking great on this television. And here's what it looks like with multiple people on it. And I must say, right in front of the television, it is pretty impressive with a high quality signal on it. So this is kind of giving you an idea how this TV is going to perform. Now, as far as dirty screen effects, I do see a little bit of areas kind of right here. It's not going to be perfect, but I would say that it is presentable, and you might only notice it if you get an all white screen. But other than that, you're not going to be able to tell this. I'd just like to show you this in a test. Now we're taking a look at some 480p content. And I want to show you this because it has a block in there. If we go into the picture setting and then press on customize picture, we can then go over here to where it says picture size. Now this is a direct from the source. Then we have normal, then we can stretch it out. We have zoom, and keep in mind when you zoom, it is going to crop, and then we have automatic. So those are some different options, but I like to leave it on automatic just because it'll adjust itself to content that we're watching. Now we're using 1080p content, and the TV's doing a really good job upscaling. So if you're using 1080p or higher content, I think you're going to be very happy with this television. Now switching over to 4K, this is where you're going to get the best picture quality possible, like I always say on my videos. But if you have 1080p and you're paying for premium content, then you'll be very happy with the results you'll get on this Pioneer 70-inch TV. Now, as far as audio, we'll take a look at that, and I will be making some new demos, but here's the different modes. You have standard, speech, theater, music, and a few other ones down here. You also have a customized sound mode, which has Dolby AC4, and this is going to increase your dialogue, and you can reset the settings. So not a lot of features as far as audio, but it is a few in here.
This is a Tech Steve voice audio test to see how good this TV sounds.
So in this video, I went over the fundamentals of what you need to know if you've been thinking about buying a large TV and saving some money. $350 right now, I don't think you're going to find anything that's this large that has all the functionality. Now, as we already know, some of the major brands are switching from Roku over to Google, or Samsung has Tizen, LG has WebOS, but I still think for anybody who's looking for something simple and powerful, the Roku operating system you cannot beat. The cons on this TVs for me is that I wish it had a little bit better contrast as far as the dark levels on it, but they are very presentable, and I wish this remote control had a voice commands. Another thing is the motion on this TV is good, but at 24 frames per second, and that'll be on some movies, you might not be that excited about it. But with that being said, the pros on it is the size of the TV, price of the TV, the functionality of it, and the fact that you have this cool operating system that you can get all your applications on. I think it's something that definitely will work for me, and it could work for you. If you guys are interested in learning more about this Pioneer televisions, it is exclusive at Best Buy, and this is not a sponsored video, but you can go check it out and use my links below in the description so the channel gets a little bit of credit for all the effort we put in to bring these videos to you. That's all I have on this one. Thanks all for watching. I'm Tech Steve, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.